Hello, welcome. It's Kristi Lee Serafin, and I wanted to offer you a group healing session today. So this is bringing in the energy of the collective consciousness, and we're gearing it toward really getting out of that angst mind, that stress mode, the overthinking, over worrying, and really being able to drop into a more peaceful, harmonious state within yourself. Maybe even help you go a little bit deeper internally. I often hear people go like, oh, it's time to go deeper, like turn off all the external and really drop into you. And sometimes there's that feeling of, what does that mean? What does that look like? How do I do that? So I wanted to come on and offer this session so that maybe we can clear away some of the gunk and the angst so that you can drop further into you and into your truth. So that is why I'm here. I do a modality, or I learned a modality called Body Talk. So this will look a little bit like a Body Talk session, a little bit intuitive, and a little bit how it's grown and morphed within my own life and my own healing practice. So if you're here, thank you for joining me, and let's see where this goes. So I'm going to go ahead and start by lighting a candle. We're opening up some sacred space for this healing today. So I have a candle, and I am going to light a little bit of sage. I like to do or work with like loose leaf sage. I feel like it goes a little bit further. I'm not wasting so much. And I just like to light it and clear the air, clear the energy, allowing us to be open and curious for whatever needs to come through at this time, at this moment, in our collective consciousness. And so we're just clearing space. I'm gonna let that go. We are going to ground in. So I see that as, I look at like the ovaries and the sacrum if you're a woman. And then I see like a grounding cord dropping down into the earth, firmly planted. It goes through all the different layers of the earth to the center, to the core, and anything that is not of use or not of the highest service drops down through the grounding cord. And so we're nice and grounded. I'd like to call in all of our good, true, beautiful, well ancestors. I like to call in our guides of the highest levels of love and light for our highest and greatest good. I like to call in our beautiful true self, our highest self. I like to call in the four directions. To the east we have air, to the south we have fire, to the west we have water, and to the north we have earth. Father sky above, Mother Earth below, and in the center is our truest, highest self. And we're just calling that all in. And this session is looking at priority. What is, as a collective consciousness, what is our priority for healing at this time? So this isn't prescripted. I haven't gone through any of it to see what it may look like. I'm just here, open at the moment, to pull in and bring in anything that needs to be witnessed, observed, cleared, moved, etc. And I'm open to see how it comes through and how it moves through. I do close my eyes a lot. It's just sometimes easier for me to tune in that way. And to get better visuals, I'll describe things as I see them and as I go. And sometimes I do like a finger tapping. I don't know if you'll see it. It's probably going to be down in my lap. And sometimes that will lead me toward different directions. Like, is this the direction we're going? No, not really. We need to fine tune it. Maybe it's this direction over here. So it's I get my yes and no's that way as well. And all right, let's do this. Let's drop in and we'll see how it goes. I'm thinking this is going to be about 15, 20 minutes. So it's not extremely long or anything like that. And whenever you're watching this, whether it is today at this moment that I'm recording this, or whether it's a week from now or a month from now or a year from now, we're having this set where it's exactly what you need, the healing that you need at that moment, whatever time and day that you watch it. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to close my eyes, take a deep breath, release another deep breath, and let it go. And you may do this with me. Another deep breath. And let it go. And I like to call on the collective consciousness what needs to be healed, what is the priority for healing at this time for the largest and greatest good. And so the first thing that comes up, it's a feeling of, it's like a rolling in or a turning in, and it's right here at this chest heart center. It also is a turning in up here toward like the third eye area. And it feels like a, what is it? It's a feeling of almost rolling into ourselves, or not wanting to really fully, we're not in a place to completely open up yet. We're not all sitting in our heart center and we're like, we're going to experience this time. And we're open and we're loving and everything is beautiful. There, it's more of a, what do I need to do? Do I need to protect myself? I still have old wounds that I haven't recovered from or fully moved through. It's uncertainty about the future. Am I safe? Is everything going to be okay? So there's a lot of different areas, or a lot of different things for different people that are coming up, but it is a general feeling of, I have to roll in or internalize and protect. Okay, so let's see if there's any more details on this. And there is an underlying desire to open. It's just not there yet. There's a lot of old worries that are moving around through our diaphragms, our large intestine, small intestine. It's, stomach is all about worrying. And so it feels like there's just a lot of old gunk that's moving through the intestines, and it's circling, like there's not necessarily like in and out, like it goes in, now it's time to eliminate, and it just feels like it's circulating. Okay, let's see more details. And this feels like it's like that gut energy. It feels like our inner being wants to come out, wants to really believe that there is a new dawn approaching, that there's a new way of doing things, that this quarantine that we're under is really going to lead to something greater and bigger than an illness, than a virus that's harmful. But what is the bigger picture of this, or what's going to come out of it? Like, hopefully there is good that comes out of this virus. Okay, further on that. So then I'm going to go into my protocol chart. I'm going to go into sections. I wish I had my protocol chart. I did not prepare and have that near me. Sections. We're going straight into body chemistry of a virus, further details on that. So I don't need to necessarily get into much detail. It's already in our collective consciousness, this COVID-19. Okay, further. Okay, and we're linking sections. Okay, and we're linking to lymph, and I'm going to describe all this in a moment, what it is that we're doing. Okay, so there's an opening up, wanting to open up. We're going to link this into a body chemistry technique that we do, and then there's also lymph. So we want to get this lymph moving. We want to get the gunk moving. It doesn't have a pump, and it needs I think that's a stain. I spilled tea on me and I wiped it off, but it looks like, well, oh, let's cover that up. Don't pay attention to that. Okay, and so we want to get the gunk moving so we're not repeating patterns, memory cycles, that kind of thing. So the first thing that I'm going to do, body chemistry. So body chemistry is a unique technique that we do, and oftentimes we get saliva. I'm going to use my finger. You can use a Q-tip or something like that. And you get saliva from your gums or like the inside of your cheek, not your tongue. And you get it from your gums, and then we swab our belly buttons with it. You could also do inside of an ear, but I like to swab my belly button. I'm like, that needs to be cleaned out. Okay. Anyways, not the point. All right. So I have that there, and I'm going to do the body chemistry technique first, and then we're going to move the lymph. So body chemistry, we'd put our hands on our limbic brain, the sides of our head. And since we only have two hands, we're going to have to take it off, put it back on. And then we're going to put the hand at the base of the skull, and we're going to tap on our head. So we make some changes. We're telling our brain we're making some changes. We're tapping on our heart to remember those changes that we're making. We're tapping on our gut to embody those changes. As we're doing this, we're taking nice deep breaths. I'm talking, I'm having a hard time taking deep breaths. So let me let it go. I like to do like 2 deep breaths for each cycle. Back to the sides of my head, next spot up on the back of my head. And we're clearing this virus. We're helping it move through the system, through the consciousness, so it can leave our systems, leave our environment. And as I'm tapping, all of a sudden I feel like this huge sadness come over me. Is that sadness mine? Collective consciousness is more than collective consciousness. So this is like defined by this feeling of great sadness and even fear. And so we're just putting that in there. So I don't know if you've noticed, I've been going around my head, tapping as I go. And now we're going to move the lymph. So if you were in front of me, or if you're on my table, this would be the growing area in between, just outside the pelvis, or at the pelvis, the stomach inward, the spleen, the armpits, the clavicle, and then the neck down toward the heart. And then I would tap again on the head to make the changes, on the heart to remember the changes, on the gut to embody those changes. One more time, the growing, the abdomen, the spleen, armpits, clavicle, neck down toward the chest. Nice deep breath in and release. Nice deep breath in and release. So I tap off body. So it's like I imagine somebody's in front of me right here and I'm tapping on them. Okay. Balance complete. Yes. Okay. So we're going to move on to the next thing. Let's see what that is. Okay. So let's bring myself back in, collective consciousness. There's a lack of energy in the system. It feels kind of like Eeyore. Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, and he's just like, okay, well, if I guess I gotta do that, then I'll do that. And then he like shuffles off to like the next place, and then he's just like back, and he's just like, okay, now what do I do? And so it feels just like there's this heavy lack of energy that's going around, and really like what's my drive to do anything, or why would I go faster, or why would I, get excited? It's the monotony. Okay. Further details on this. The further details. It's almost like desiring a heart opening, but there's not enough energy there. It's like, I want to like open up and love and have passion and excitement. And what's that thing that really turns me on? But instead it's like, like little dust puffs or whatever you want to call them. And they just kind of dissolve. So we're not there at this point where we're just like, yes, let's do it. It's just, okay. Well, that's where I am today. All right. Okay. Anything further on that? Yes, there is something else. We're going to the mind. We're going to the mind, and it is, I feel like it's a deep kind of sadness there. And it's sadness for what's happening, but it feels like it's a little different. It feels like it's like a sadness for all the things that I haven't done, all the things that I should have done, all the things that I could have done, all the things that I shouldn't have done. And it's like this old reminiscent, ruminizing. I'm not saying the right word, but ruminating. Is that the word? Over just stuff in life, old stories, old memories, and it just kind of plays there, and there's a sadness with it. Okay, further on that. No. Should we go into sections? Yes, we're going to go into sections. Section, I guess I just went there. Okay, lymph again. So removing the lymph, removing that gunk, removing that feeling of just that sadness. Further on that, to general environment, right axis, Wei Qi. Okay, and then we're taking it to Wei Qi. And the Wei Qi it's like a protective layer just outside of our skin. And then we also have one internally. And then we also have Wei Qi of how we process things. And okay, and so I'm just picking up information as I'm talking, like different things like pop in my head. I'm like, am I going there? Am I going there? And so this is an external Wei Qi. So we want to have this nice, it's like the castle to our kingdom. It's a nice fortress, right? It protects things from getting inside. And so we want to have a nice, strong Wei Qi. So, and things can damage it. So oftentimes people get concussions, right? Their head gets hit severely. I've had a concussion. I had something dropped on my head, and it damages the Wei Qi. It could tear it, it can rip it, it can just damage it. So all of a sudden we have like an opening or a gap. So lots of times you'll hear people with concussions that get them over and over and over because their Wei Qi is no longer providing that fortress. And so if there's an opening, so you're going to keep getting attacked or you're going to keep getting hit. So that could be with other parts of our body as well, so like chest, lungs, that area. If you have a weak Wei Qi, lots of times you may get those bronchial pneumonia type illnesses because it keeps coming through this area because we have a weak Wei Qi. And so we want to make sure that that Wei Qi is nice and strong and protecting us. So what does it protect us against? It protects us against other people's emotions. So somebody comes towards you and they're angry and they're upset and they're, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden it comes in and now you're like, you're angry and upset and agitated, or you're hanging out with a friend and she's sad and she's crying, and before you know it, you're sad and you're crying, and it becomes yours and it's not yours. Like we take it and we internalize it. That's one. Another is it protects us against electromagnetic frequencies, cell phones, computers, microwaves, 5G, I don't know. It's those external radiations that are coming. The other thing is climactic changes, seasonal changes. So we're just moving into spring. We're changing seasons, our weather changes, more pollen in the air, that kind of thing. So it helps protect against seasonal changes. And then the other thing is physical. So like I just said, somebody with a healthy, strong Wei Qi, maybe something hits their head and it's, no big deal. Somebody else that may have been hit a lot, all of a sudden, like it's a big deal. Like they're almost pulling in that hit. Or let's say 2 car accidents, both cars are messed up. One person gets out of the car and not a bruise on them. Another person gets out of the car and they're messed up. Sometimes there is a weaker Wei Qi that allowed this person to kind of walk out unscathed, where somebody else, they're going to have more bruises and bumps and that kind of thing. So that's the physical Wei Qi. Okay, so I will go and we'll work on that. We'll strengthen that. Okay, anything else here? Any other links? Anything? If it will come, it will come. So the first thing was lymph. We want that lymph moving. We want to clear those thoughts of sadness, the should have, could haves, didn'ts, would haves. And so I'm moving it down the body. So it's like there's a person in front of me. I'm not necessarily doing it to myself. I feel like there's another person here that I'm doing it to. And then the next thing is the Wei Qi. So I'm expanding that energy body that surrounds the person out, the Wei Qi. You know what it feels like to me? I like to feel what it feels like before I do that. It almost feels like a fish that's been taken out of the water and it's like, like still gasping for air. Like it's using up all of its last reserves to stay alive or, oxygenated while it's been pulled out of the water. And that's what it feels like. So we want to open that up, expand it. And really create some spaciousness here. We'll do a lot of the head, actively on the head. For anybody that has been hit on the head a lot. And the chest, let's see. Chest is on this side. So all of us have nice, healthy boundaries around our chest center, our lungs, our heart. Okay. And the rest just kind of goes with it. That was quick. Tapping, tap on the head, tap on the heart, tap on the gut. If you're watching this, you can do this with me. Hey, interactive. All right, beautiful, lovely. Deep breath in. And let it go. One more deep breath in. And let it go. How are you feeling? How are you feeling in your body? Have you relaxed at all? Mellowing out. Getting into it. Okay. Let's see where we are, where the consciousness is directing us next. Okay. We are going down to hips. Hips are all about our foundations, our structures, our that firm solidness. And so that's where it feels like we want to go, but the foundation's a little wobbly. It can be easily tipped over or knocked over, and then we're thrown for a loop and we're out of sorts. So we want to make sure that we are feeling nice and solid and firmly grounded and rooted. So if somebody comes and pushes you, oh, I'm solid. I'm not tumbling over, right? If you're already kind of, let's say these are your hips and they're off balance, somebody comes and they push you and it's easy to fall over. So whether that's literally or figuratively, we don't want to be falling over. Okay. So what are we doing? Let me see if there's more details. Okay. So we're looking at Okay, so this is about what is happening, the economy. Is my business going to tumble? Is my, my livelihood, you know, going to collapse? I'm not making money, or, all these fears that are happening at this time of being at home and not having our regular income, or, what we're used to, and closing our doors, our restaurants, our stores, and all these different things. And it's just like, am I going to recover? Am I going to come down with this? Is the whole economy going to come down with this? Like, what is going to happen? And it's really creating this wobbly foundation, which then it's so easy then to stumble and for it to come down. Okay. And that is a really big fear. I don't know if you can see me. All of a sudden I'm changing. Like, it's like here, it's in my throat. It's just like, oh my gosh, what is the bigger impact of this? And what is that going to look like? Okay. I can't help it. I'm following the energy, and it comes on however it desires to come on. Okay. So how can I be in this heart-centered place, right? How can I be in this slow down, peaceful place that, we need right now, the earth needs, when I may lose everything I've ever worked hard to secure or to gain, or, you get what I'm going, right? Like it could all be gone. And that doesn't feel good. Okay. So there's a lot of fear in that. There's a lot of insecurity in that. There's a lot of angst in there. There's a lot of pressure. I feel the pressure on the shoulders, the weight on the shoulders. Are we going to make it? I have 1 month paycheck or whatever, how does that keep me going? How do I, pay rent? How do I get food? How do I feed my children? All of those from all different levels, all different people, all different, doesn't matter what color you are, what nationality you are, where you're from, what business you're in, like, it's affecting everybody at some level. Okay. No one is immune from it. Okay, more details on this? No, we get it. we get what's going on. All right, am I going to sections? Yes. Okay, all of them, yes. I think I need to go get my my book. I do this every day, and I cannot just relay them by memory. So give me 2 seconds. I am back. I don't think anybody would think I was a good body talker once they see this, and I don't have this down. I do have it down. Okay, so what we're doing is we're doing something called musculoskeletal technique, and we're going through the whole musculoskeletal system. So this is oftentimes 2 points on the body, opposite sides of the body, and it's like our reset. So I like to say, when I turn my washing machine on and my dryer is on, and then I go plug my iron in the same fused area, it will blow the circuits. My circuits will blow. True story. I thought we got that fixed when they redid the kitchen. I don't think we did. So anyway, so it blows the fuse. So what we're doing here is we're going out to the fuse box, and we're going and we're resetting the circuit breaker or the fuse box. And so that we're not working, so we're not in the dark, right? So we have electricity, we have flow coming, we're resetting the system. Okay. And we're balancing out the different sides of the body. They're crossing over. We have meridian systems, like which energy pathways that run up and down the body. And these are crossing over the opposite sides of the body so that, again, our energy system is being reset. Okay. All right. Let me just see if there's anything else besides this that we're doing. What else is there? So it feels like there's a reset to the fear, not that we're adding more fear, but it feels like it's a reset of resetting these thoughts so we know we're going to come out of this. Okay, we are smart humans. We know how to, regenerate. We know how to adapt. We know how to work with what we have, and maybe we do it in a more healthier way this time, but we will be able to count on each other. We will be able to move forward with this at the end of this, whenever that may be, whatever that may look like. Okay. Anything else with that? Any other details? Okay. So we're going to do this. So it's, upper shoulder to iliac crest. That's like the crest of the hip, upper shoulder, iliac crest. We're going to do about 7 of them, and then we're going to tap, and then we'll go to the next 7. So there's about 3 sets that we're going to do. Okay. Shoulder tip to hip, shoulder tip to hip, front of shoulder to back of, front of shoulder to the front of the hip, front of shoulder to front of hip, back of shoulder, back of hip. That's like the sit bone, back of shoulder, back of hip. Elbow, so my left elbow to my right knee, my right elbow to my left knee, my left wrist to my right ankle, my right wrist to my left ankle, my navel, all of ours, not just mine, navel to coccyx. So that's the very base of the tailbone. Deep breath in, and we're going to tap on the head, tap on the heart, tap on the stomach. Deep breath in. Good. Vomer to xiphoid. Temporal to ilium bone. That's kind of just right in front of the hip, a little bit further in. Temporal to ilium. Zygoma to pubic crest. Mouth to navel. Ear to armpit. Ear to armpit. Eye to nipple. Eye to nipple. Deep breath in and tap. Again, we tap on the head. So we're alerting, we're saying, hey, we're making these changes. We tap on the heart to remember these changes, remembering it by heart, and we tap on the gut to really embody the changes that we are doing. Okay, the last set. TMJ to sacroiliac joint. That's like the dimple that would be on like the top back of your butt. TMJ to sacroiliac joint. Sphenoid to coccyx. Occiput right at the back of the skull to sacrum. And we're going to run it up the spine till the hands get together. So that would be mid-back. And take a deep breath in and tap. Okay, so that's like a realignment, little readjustment. Okay, I do know them. I do, I promise. I'm just a visual person. I like to see the pictures. Okay, I'll keep telling myself that. Okay. How you feeling? Okay, let's see. Balance complete. I had pulled some cards out, and I'm just noticing they're here in front of me. The whole center line is all red, and the 2 outside ones are blue. And I'm like, oh, we need to turn the fire on. All of a sudden, like they started talking to me, and on the bottom is the Lovers card. And we need to turn this heat, this fire. And what it actually feels like, it feels like root chakra that we're working with. Root chakra is about our community. It's about our family, our ancestors, our connection to the earth. It's groundedness. It's that those basic resources that we need to live, that we need to survive, right? This is that very basic level. This is, who are you a part of? Who are your people? What religion are you connected to? What beliefs are you there? Are you doing it for the greater good, for the greater survival of the greater good? And it's not about the individual. It's about the group collective consciousness that sits at our root, right? That's down below the genitals, or right at like the genital area. And so let me see what so we're linking everybody into that root chakra, to their root chakra, to their community, to their connection. No matter who you are, where you are, we're linking you in to this greater group collective consciousness for the highest and greatest good, for, the benefit of all people. And when we sit in that, if we just sit in that for a minute, everything relaxes, because we feel we're connected to the greater whole. It's not just us doing this alone. I'm gonna start crying again. And we know that we belong. We're supposed to be here, and that we don't have to have it all figured out ourselves today in this moment. And we will do it as a community, as a nation, as a planet, as humans of this earth. And so it's not you alone on an island. You are a part of this greater collective consciousness. So then that allows you to relax and know that there is, you have a root system. You have a community. You're being held. Okay, further on that. Okay, I feel like there's something more here, whether we're just sitting here with that, seeing, oftentimes that's like a red color. I sometimes see it red, darker brown, like the fertile earth soil. And we're seeing those roots go down deeper into the earth. We're seeing those, I almost see it like running down the inside of my legs. Both feet are firmly planted on the ground. I'm connected to the earth mother. I'm connected to this, planet that we reside on. And I'm stable, and I'm fluid, and I'm grounded, and I'm solid. I'm not going to tip, but I'm not stuck and heavy either. And we're looking at what else is possible here. What else is possible that I never even imagined? I could never even think to imagine or create, right? Like, what else is possible here? How does it get any better than this? What mind-blowing thing can happen that's saving the planet, saving us, saving the world? And we're just going to tap that in with a little bit of heart bursting energy, like whoom, like the heart's like, I'm in on this, right? No more of like the little it's like whoom, and the heart's getting in on this action. Okay, awesome. It's linking the root to the heart. And so it is. I am complete. Okay, so that is a session, collective consciousness session. I will give you the date today that I did it. Not that it matters. It is March 27th, 2020, Friday, March 27th, 2020. And we just did a group session. Remember, anytime that you watch this, it is relevant to you at that time, whether it's a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, it is relevant to you, and it is for you to watch and to receive. Please, if you like this, share this with other people, share this with friends, share it with somebody who may need it. I would greatly appreciate it. I am Kristi Serafin. You can find me anywhere, everywhere online as Kristi Lee Serafin. If you have any questions, let me know. I will be doing more of these. It was a lot of fun, and I'm wishing you and your family the greatest and highest love and light and connection and resources. Until next time, this is Kristi. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.